So it pleased the Most High that Solomon had asked this thing. That pleased the Most High, but that Solomon didn't ask anything for himself. How do I serve such a people? How do I love my people like you have loved them? How can I help them in the day of trouble? Give me the wisdom to judge such a people, because who can be held with such a task? Right? Read.
And God said unto him, verse 11, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked for thyself long life, neither hast thou asked riches for thyself.
Come on.
Nor hast asked the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment.
You asked nothing for yourself, Solomon. You didn't even ask me to turn your enemies over to you. There's enemies still out there looking to destroy our people. And not once did you ask me to take down your enemies. Look at that. Read on.
Behold, I have done according to thy works, lo, or thy words, lo. I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee.
Come on.
And I have given also thee that thou hast not, or which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall be not any among the kings like unto thee all the days. And if thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as did David thy father.
If you do what?
If thou wilt walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days.
I will lengthen thy days if you keep the commandments and walk as your forefathers. Now, because Solomon, this is before Solomon's old age, because he had the wisdom not to ask for himself, the Most High blessed him even beyond what he would have asked for. You know what? I'm going to take care of your enemies. I'm going to give you riches. The world will be your oyster. You open it, there's a pearl. Right? One moment. Right? If you follow my law. But guess what? When Solomon ended up sinning, when he sinned, and I'm going to give you this example right here. Let's get it real quick. Hadad. 1 Kings 11 and 14. But when Solomon sinned, right, the Most High did this. Let's go to 1 Kings 11 and 14.
1 Kings 11, verse 14. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon.
And the Most High stirred up an adversary to Solomon. Solomon ended up doing what? That's right. Intermarrying with witches. And began to build pagan temples, involuntary worshiping of angels. He started building temples of Shemas, temples to Moloch with child sacrifice, which is the origin, the secret religion. The secret religion of secret societies and Freemasonry came from what happened in Solomon's fall. Okay, the same worships that happened, that Solomon created through his fall, became Freemasonry. Became Freemasonry. So that would be the construct that would keep our people, what? Mentally controlled under a Babylonian construct. So because Solomon sinned against the Most High, read it again.
And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon.
Yes.
Hadad the Edomite. He was of the king's seed in Edom.
He was the king's seed of what?
In Edom.
In Edom. See, a lot of y'all didn't know that, folks. That what Solomon created would become, through his sin, will become the religion that would keep our people controlled. Y'all didn't know that? Oh, yeah. I got old encyclopedias, okay? And this is why one of the secrets of Freemasonry, when they will ask, who is Hiram Abiff? Who is Hiram Abiff? And most people are like, who's Hiram Abiff? I don't see, but under the secret codes that they deal with, under Hiram Abiff, he was the one that Solomon had the power over and did what? All the wood and all the other stuff that came in to build the temple. Hiram Abiff was responsible for all the building of that temple. The temple that one day the Edomites would control and that Christ would split in two upon his death, where the Edomites would control the temple that Solomon relinquished to them, believe it or not, through his sin. So the secret would allow the Edomites to not have their separate temples, but to have control through Solomon's temple. See? If they control the temple as the people, the Jews, they control the earth. See? So that's right. It was through Solomon's sin that the enemy began to take preeminence, and the pagans would have the power to operate on a grand scale with the secret knowledge of Solomon. And that wisdom was supposed to be what? You should have benefited our people. The wisdom that the Most High gave Solomon, this is why he put in the scriptures, Solomon, you must continue in the ways of your fathers with this knowledge. You must continue in the ways of your fathers. When he started doing what? Dealing with these women, because Satan sent in the women, and the women began to turn his heart so that that wisdom now could be utilized as a way of destroying us instead of helping God's people. Witches, warlocks, astrologers, pagans now will now be able to operate freely one day in cities all over the world to control Solomon's people, the people who are entrusted under the king. Listen to me clearly. But then the Most High would send a king that would take away the sins of Solomon to bring us under a righteous construct. This is the knowledge the world powers have been trying to suppress for years. That there's a battle between kings. Edom took over as king over the temple. And they are at variance with who? Our king, Christ. That's the battle. So now we understand that paganism, the fallen angels, all of that falls under Esau's construct. This is how he controls the earth. Paganism isn't going anywhere. How do we navigate within it? Wisdom. That's how. Elder Lawyer, let's get Proverbs.
Yes, sir.
The first chapter. Let's read it. 4 and 1.
Yes, sir. Proverbs 4, chapter 4, verse 1. Hear ye, children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding.
Don't worry about it, folks. People talking about the academy. I'm going to show, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you the books. You don't got to worry about that. In the academy, you'll see what I'm talking about with the books. All right. But this is a precept breakdown. Okay. I'm going to show you the books that they know. Secret books that they have hid. Okay. Hey, you'll see. But that's the greatest battle. Christ's ministry would be converting those into the true righteous brotherhood, which is Christ's work for the kingdom. And there will be a separate brotherhood of sorcerers. Okay, one moment. Okay, all right. There will be a separate brotherhood controlled through sorcerers, where they would initiate people. And it would be what? The wisdom of this world against the heavenly wisdom that was bestowed upon the disciples. Now, the only way they can get many people under their construct to continue what? Progressing the power of this world was to set up holidays. And with these holidays, it would be incentivized to make sure that people would serve these gods involuntarily. And by doing so, you would stay under, that's right, the craft of Satan. Not Santa, Satan. So a lot of our people don't understand that the holy days come with what? A level of submission to a God. And we were tricked in Christianity to believe that God was Christ, that God is the God of the heavens, when really it's Satan just using our energy in those days to control us, to build their construct, their Masonic construct. So our people don't know any better. They were deceived. And it's like, because we can't take it out on the people who's controlling behind the scenes, we're taking it out on the people, making them feel less than. Are you celebrating that? You wicked, you evil, that's wicked. Nah, we have to use Christ to pull them from up under that. They have to be able to see better in order to convert themselves. Mm-hmm. See? Solomon understood that this is a special people. Like, we're not going to convert them or convert the world into truth while offending them and making them feel dumb or stupid or less than. Right? So it's going to take wisdom. Listen. Make sure when you get an opportunity, you write this wisdom down that we're about to bring forth to you today. Straight wisdom. And use this wisdom to navigate in the world, not just through holiday season, but throughout all of our interactions, even with pagans. Right? Proverbs 1, let's start.
Proverbs 4, verse 1. Hear ye, children, the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding.
And attend to know understanding, read.
For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law.
Hold up. I give you what?
For I give you good doctrine.
For I give you good doctrine. Read.
Forsake ye not my law.
Forsake ye not my law. So what is the only good doctrine according to the Bible? The laws contained in it. That's the doctrine. So if anyone teach you the law was done away with, they are against the doctrine of Christ. That's the doctrine of the Nicolaitans that Christ hates, who Christ hates. When it says that Christ is the end of the law for those who believe, it wasn't talking about the laws given to Moses. The end of the law was what? The sacrifice. Christ's death was what? It was pertaining to a capital law in the Old Testament, which means if you do something unto death, you were to be executed. That's the law that was done away with in Christ. An innocent man died so that we would have grace and an opportunity to repent for what our forefathers died for in the Old Testament. If you committed fornication, if you sinned against God's law, if you committed adultery, if you was caught working on the Sabbath, those were punitive capital punishments. So Christ is the end of that law for those who believe. So that even though we were in sin and did all those things, because an innocent man died for us, we've been given grace to repent and change our ways to follow the true doctrine, which is the law. So when it says Christ is the end of the law for those who believe, well, at the end, he was crucified, capital punishment. That's the law in the Old Testament for those who break certain laws. He's the end of that law. Capital punishment, death, sacrifice, to give our people an opportunity to repent.